Hi, I'm Cynthia Lemus with this week's Cattle Call. Last week we had dramatic testimony on Benghazi, and we're trying to get to the truth of what happened in Benghazi. But now this week we've learned that a federal agency targeted the phone records of the Associated Press, and worse yet, that the American people cannot trust the IRS. We've learned through the Ways and Means Committee's hearings that, in the words of Dave Camp, the IRS has destroyed what little faith and hope the American people had that they could get a fair shake in Washington. That the IRS is rotten to the core and it must be ripped out and the system revised. Well, that's what we intend to do in Washington. We are going to do comprehensive tax reform, and we're going to do comprehensive agency reform. So the IRS cannot target the American people because they want to make America a better place, because they want to serve the organizations in this country that do so much good work, and that they want to be able to exercise their rights in a political system that should not and cannot be corrupted by the IRS. Next week, we'll be having hearings in the Oversight and Government Reform Committee. We'll be bringing in Lois Lerner and others from the Cincinnati office and the tax-exempt division so we can further address the terrible corruption we've seen at the IRS. Please stay tuned. For this week's Cattle Call, I'm Cynthia Lemus.
I'm sure you're aware of the saying that the power to tax is the power to destroy. Well, under this administration, the IRS has abused its power to tax, and it has destroyed what little faith and hope the American people had in getting a fair shake in Washington. This will not stand. Trimming a few branches will not solve the problem when the roots of the tree have gone rotten. And that is exactly what has happened with our entire tax system. It is rotten at the core, and it must be ripped out so we can start fresh. Only then will the American people get a tax system that treats them fairly and honestly as they deserve.